What scares you more, dying out there, or coming back alive and realizing your entire life became a memory for everyone else? They sell near-light speed as triumph, but the first thing it steals is your present. Because time is not the same for everyone when you push that hard, and the price is never paid in fuel alone. The cabin feels calm. Systems breathe. You build routines and pretend it's normal, and that normality is the trap, because while you feel steady, the world outside is accelerating away from you. Near light speed, you're not just crossing distance, you're moving a border between your time and Earth's time. Two clocks, two realities, diverging with every second you keep pressing forward. You sleep, you wake, you eat, you run checks, you repeat procedures. Every gesture says life continues, but outside, life continues faster, and you can't feel the gap growing until it's already huge. The rule is simple and ruthless. The faster you go, the more the gap between the two clocks grows. No discipline, no courage, no human will can negotiate with physics. At first it sounds like an advantage. If months pass for you and years pass for them, it feels like buying distance with the same life, like cheating the universe with pure speed. Then you see the trap, because the life being spent isn't only yours, it's their life without you inside it. Birthdays, crises, small moments, all unfolding while you're locked in a moving bubble. Picture launch day, smiles that shake, hugs that last too long, sentences trying to sound strong, and you pretending you don't feel the weight, because if you show it, you might not be able to step away. They warn you that you'll return changed, but they let you believe you'll return inside the same world. As if the planet will pause, as if history will hold its breath until you come back. When Earth becomes a small, bright sphere behind you, you don't feel heroic. You feel a quiet void, like closing a door you cannot reopen, and hearing the lock click from the other side. The first clean fear isn't darkness or cold. It's the thought that while you move forward, everyone else continues without you, living, adapting, becoming people you won't fully recognize. Day one is discipline, checklists, confirmations, telemetry. Your mind is grateful because procedure keeps you busy, and busy means you don't have to face the human part yet. Then the minutes with no tasks arrive. Space enters for real, because silence forces you to look at the question you keep avoiding. What does return mean when now is splitting in two? You send a simple message, one sentence that sounds like home, and you wait for the reply the way you would on Earth, as if it should arrive right away. It doesn't, and it's not a technical issue. It's distance turning into time, and you feel it in your stomach for the first time, like a warning you can't mute. At first, the delay is an annoyance. Then it becomes a habit. Then it becomes a rule. And you realize you are speaking to a planet that no longer follows you in real time. Every reply you receive is a photograph of a moment that is already past for them. You read it as present, but it isn't. You're living in a moving after, while they live in a changing now. It's like chasing someone down a corridor where the floor moves under your feet. The harder you run, the more the distance grows, and you start to understand what speed really costs. If you can communicate with Earth but you can't share the same present anymore, do you call that a return? Or do you call it a goodbye that just takes longer to admit? Your routine becomes a trench. Exercise to keep strength, checks to keep the ship, small rituals to keep your mind. And each ritual proves you're building a temporary life to survive. But every ritual also reminds you that another life is running elsewhere without you. And the longer you fly, the more that other life becomes a story you hear about, not a reality you inhabit. You start counting not kilometers, but missed moments. Birthdays, illnesses, sudden changes, decisions made without you. The list grows, and there's nothing you can do but keep moving. Your mind defends itself by saying the future will be better. You'll return to a civilization more advanced, more fair, more rich. You'll come back to progress. But your heart doesn't want a better future. It wants its time. And your time is what the mission is burning, quietly, steadily, like oxygen from a tank you can't refill. You can conquer another star and lose your own, because home isn't a planet. Home is continuity with people, and continuity is exactly what relativistic travel stretches until it breaks. The faster you accelerate, the more that continuity stretches like an elastic band. And one day you realize it will never return to its old shape, no matter how perfect your landing is. Would you rather lose your social life slowly through delays and misunderstandings, or lose it all at once on a single date that hits you like a stamp on a passport? At some point you stop thinking of re-entry as an event and start thinking of it as a confrontation. You versus a world that owes you nothing because it kept living while you were gone. The cruelest detail is that you always feel like yourself, so you expect the world to recognize you. But the world recognizes only those who stayed inside its timeline. Earth looks the same in images, but image sameness is a lie. History changes even when the sky looks identical. A familiar horizon can hide an unfamiliar era. Movies make this romantic. You return to a few gray hairs, a different song, a bittersweet smile. Reality is harsher. At serious speeds, you return into another age. And an age isn't a place. It's invisible rules you no longer know. New habits, new values, new assumptions. The fear isn't that they will hate you. The fear is they won't need you. You keep flying, and the mission keeps you busy. But every time you think of Earth, you realize you're not thinking of a place. You're thinking of a moment, and that moment is slipping away. The ship is perfect, systems hold, and that makes it worse because you have no external enemy to fight. Your enemy is a calculation, and calculations do not feel pity. You imagine arrival as triumph, but a doubt grows. If I return and no one from my time is left, what did I really conquer? Distance or my own loneliness? You look at your reflection in the visor. It looks the same, and that sameness becomes a threat because it tells you the change won't be on you. The change will be on everything you left behind. You will arrive late, like showing up after the party ended, staring at empty chairs and feeling the echo of laughter. You breathe, you force discipline, you tell yourself science is worth it. Then you ask the question you don't want to ask. Will science ever give you a familiar voice back? If you could stop now and go back with no glory, no headlines, no history, would you do it? Or is the dream already stronger than the life you're trading away? Then the day you start slowing down arrives. For a moment it feels like control returns, as if slowing down could slow down the consequences too. The sky softens, colors relax, the cabin breathes. You tell yourself the easy part begins now, the return. But return isn't a trajectory. Return is an emotional impact. You open logs, compare clocks, check timelines, and you see a difference that doesn't look like error. At first you blame fatigue, then you check again, and the number stays. Years. Not days, not months. Years passed outside while you lived inside a bubble where everything felt normal, and that is why the hit is total. Earth looks like the same sphere in pictures, yet you already know the Earth waiting for you is not your Earth. Not worse, not better, just ahead, and ahead means without you. You start doing calculations you never wanted, who is still alive, who waited, who had to move on. And you hate the thoughts, but they are the cold shape of love. Imagine the landing as a perfect scene. Lights, procedures, teams on the ground, and you stepping down, expecting something familiar. Then you hear a sentence in a new rhythm. You're alive, but out of context, like an old word inside a modern sentence. The clean fear isn't rejection. The clean fear is irrelevance, because irrelevance makes no noise. You search for a name, an address, a voice, and you find archives, records, stories. For many people, you were already a closed chapter long before your boots touched home again. If someone loved you, they still had to live. And living means choosing the present when the past does not return. You cannot judge them because you were the one who left. So answer this honestly. Would you rather face a physical risk that can kill you, or a temporal risk that keeps you alive but steals everything you were? Near light speed doesn't only give power, it demands a sacrifice, and the sacrifice is your place in people's history. Now choose a cost. Fly fast and return late, or fly slow and maybe never arrive. And if you want the next episode, where forward light becomes a blade and the sky itself turns into radiation, subscribe. Because this series always follows the same rule: one question, one consequence, one price.